Hello everyone, so in a special video for the Hatching Tide seasonal event, which is currently underway, we will be doing this event. And if you don't care about it and just want to buy stuff, well guess what? Hatching Tide is underway. If you'd like to take part, speak with Julie Alapo, the festival founder. You can't quite do it yet or get anything until you have done the quest a bit. I believe it's with the jacket. As for when everything else is available, I'm not entirely sure because I didn't check again until after I was done everything. And I will do my best to keep it more concise because well, you'll see. Julie Alapo is scanning the crowd for an unsuspecting passerby she can cajole into helping with Hatching Tide. Come on, come one, come all, for Hatching Tide is upon us once more. Don't tell me. You're an adventurer, yes? Well, you certainly have the inquisitive nature of one. At any rate, may I ask your name? Well then, Celebrian, I should probably mention that Hatching Tide all began with a vision, yet before the 7th umbral calamity, in which the 12th archons delivered unto me a message. From atop their giant decorated eggs, they called to me, "Arise, young dreamer, and make ready the vessels for our return." When I awoke, I quickly set about filling the dream with all manner of painted avoids, and thus did this joyous yearly celebration come to be. And speaking of dreams, another strange vision came to me in the night. I dreamt that Ricky the Spriggan was hiding a beautifully gilded Hatching Tide egg. Though what I saw was not unexpected. Ricky is one of our most enthusiastic helpers. After all, I am sure that this premonition holds deeper meaning. Yes, as in years past, it is doubtless the key to a successful Hatching Tide. I've already asked Nonota to help Riggy secret away an egg. Would you care to accompany me as I inquire as to the progress they have made? So not that it really matters, but if you have done an event of this before, then you've already been introduced to Ricky, especially if you did last year's. I think that Ricky has been around for other events before as well, but if not, at least last year's. Then the opening dialogue is slightly different, and I may upload my working through this event with my main character, because I had already done the event, so the dialogue was different. Anyway, Ricky, hide eggy, good. Nonata. Or Nonata. Yes, Nonata. I have problems with names. Ah, Jilly, if you're here to lend a hand, you're too late. Ricky and I have already finished. You're just in time to take part in our egg hunt, though. And will you be joining too? Me, Ricky, good Spriggy. Let me tell you, it's not as simple as looking for hidden eggs. Rather than scrabbling about on your hands and knees, you have to use your head. First, you'll need one of these. Is this a map, and what are all those letters for? To help uncover the location of the egg, of course. Ricky and I have hidden it somewhere. We'll need to solve our little conundrum to find it. This does indeed bear some resemblance to my dream, but I never expected Nonata to turn a simple egg hunt into such a complex puzzle. Well, riddles and such are not exactly my forte. If we put our heads together, I'm sure we can unravel this mystery. Nonata, we accept your challenge. If only I had the foggiest idea what to do with this map. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part. 3 Spriggans have been dispatched to various places nearby. Each one will give you a different clue. And finally, I prepared a special egg hunter's costume for you, Jilly. You should wear it to help you get into the spirit of Hatching Tide. Oh my, it does convey a unique sort of zeal for egg hunting, at the very least. I like her hat. So, how do I look? And as I said in my main, I feel like a completely different person. Simply splendid, Julie. Don't worry, Celebrin, there's one for you too. It's interesting that the dialogue here is slightly different as well. And here we get our jacket. And That looks really goofy with my current pants that I have. And so, if you're wondering, you do need to have it equipped. Riggy. Riggy, love mystery. Julie Olapon. Since I'm normally the one organizing these kinds of events, being able to participate makes a welcome change. Unata. Unata is practically champing at the bit to see you dressed in your new Hatching Tide outfit. Should you choose to undertake this quest, know that guidance from the journal, duty list, and map will be limited. You will need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your course of action. With the Archon egg out there waiting for you, there's no time like the present to break in your new Spriggan jacket. I'm sure you'll agree that the tailoring is exceptional. With your brand new Spriggan jacket equipped and your mind primed for the trials ahead, speak with Unata again. If you do not have a Spriggan jacket in your possession, you can purchase one from the Dreamer at Mikito's Amphitheater. And this is probably when you have access to the other items as well. But I could be mistaken. Unata. Magnificent! Let the hunt begin! Friend ready for Eggy. Ready, ready, ready! If you manage to find the gilded tourmaline egg, bring it to me for inspection. I'll know if you try to fob me off with a fake one. There will be no need for that. We shall find the egg in no time. Don't forget, you'll need to speak with all 3 Spriggans to stand a chance of reaching the prize. Slabbery and I shall leave locating the Spriggans to you. In the meantime, I will attempt to make some sense of this map. Let us meet back here once we have a lead in our search for the egg. I have a map for you too. Without giving too much away, I should point out that this holds the key to the whole mystery. And so we have locations of 3 Spriggans, and the first being right there, the second or whatever there, and the other one over there. And I'm not labeling them numbers for a reason. Third forever! So this one is saying that it's third. Hint. Hint. And so my first step of advice is have a pen and paper and sort of give yourself a location of this is where third is. Because you'll need to know. Coddled Spriggan. Second best. Best! And so second is over here. Second. Third. And it was at this point that I noticed that they actually changed some of the lamp posts to be egg specular. And there's a Spriggan there. And so the last Spriggan we need to find is right here. Coddled Spriggan. Me first! Me first! I also like this. And a basket. Anyway, so now we need to head back over there. Now speaking back with Julie. Actually, we're going to speak with the other guys first. Unata. Between the two of you, I'm sure you can figure it out. Riggy. Riggy, love mystery. You're Riggy of many words. You have found all 3 Spriggans? Jolly good. What did they say? First, second, third? It must be referring to some kind of order. But how is it linked to the writing on the map? Renata, are there any further clues for us to find? No, that's all you get, I'm afraid. By the 12, I cannot make head or tails of this. Oh, Riggy, no. Can Riggy say? Oh, pipe down, would you? Celebrian, Jilly, once you have the answers, go to where you suspect the eggs lie and call out egg hunt in a nice big voice. Use the information gleaned from the 3 Spriggans and the clues on the map to determine the gilded tourmaline's eggs' whereabouts. With the chat mode in Say, enter Egg Hunt while standing in the correct location to discover the item. With it in your possession, speak with Unata. Should you require further hints, speak with Julie Elipo. So, you can use this as many times as needed, and you see this insane amount of letters and stuff. And if you think this is insane, just wait till the next part. Use a crumpled cartograph and hence provided to discover the location of the gilded tourmaline egg. So, the first, if you recall, was... Now that I forgot already. I didn't actually write down the locations the first time, but this was second, third, and first. Unfortunately, they have the explanation points as to the locations of the Spriggans themselves. So, if you open up this in relation to that, you will see that first is in this area, and second is over here, and third is in this general area. And as you can see, as by circling, none of the numbers line up. Well, that's true. However, now if you don't want the spoiler and you want to go do it yourself, then skip the next 30 seconds. If we go first, M-I-O-U-N-N-E, from first to second to third, you get a name. Now, if you can't figure it out, and if you've already figured out, you can skip to this next bit. You can speak with Jilly here, and I feel as though we're slowly getting closer to the answer. Would you like Jilly to share her thoughts? And if you click yes. While these letters are clearly not Eorzean, they are somewhat similar. It is not too hard to decipher them, but simply reading them from left to right reveals nothing but gibberish. Obviously, their positioning in relation to the map below is vital in understanding the puzzle. And if you want more hints, perhaps we have overlooked something. The three Spriggans must be linked to these letters in some fashion. Can you remember where you found them? And both of these things I'd already deduced. Each of the Spriggans mentioned something about first, second, or third yes. My guess is that this is probably as important, if not more so, than their locations. With that in mind, let's take another look at the map. So, she's labeled it out with first, second, and third, if you recall. Our three furry friends were sent to these positions, and this is how the numbers are distributed. Yes, things seem much clearer now. And if you need further hints, and I stopped at that point because at that point I got it. Or was it this one? Initially I thought the positions of the Spriggans would indicate which letters reveal the answer. Okay, it was after this one that I stopped. But none of them are in the same places, as you can see, they are all slightly off. So much for that idea, so... As before, if you don't want the spoiler, you can stop here and skip the next 30 seconds. Or 10 seconds, as however long it takes. M-I-O-U-N-N-E. Mune. But none of them are in the same place, as you can see, they are all slightly off. So much for that idea. I wonder if the Spriggans are trying to indicate a course of some sort. That was the clue I needed. 1, 2, 3. If I move my finger from one point to the next, 'tis a name I know very well indeed. Now we need only find her. And so that's all the clues, and unfortunately I did have to use them because I had deduced all of those things, and I couldn't figure it out. So if you're at this point, you've either figured it out, skipped it, or just wanted the answer. Well, Mune is over here, and we should know her well because she gives us a bunch of quests at the start when we get to New Gridania, whether you started here or you end up here via the main scenario quest. Mother Mune. So, with chat in say, egg hunt. Oh well, it seems Hinata and Ricky have met their match. The egg? It is here, correct? An egg, is it? I must say, it does feel somewhat artificial, but I suppose it's the right shape. In any case, it's how the property of the one who came here and uttered the password. It is now the property of the one who named blah blah blah. Speaking ability. Mother Mune certainly has a point about it being strange. Is it my imagination, or did I hear a slight rustling sound from inside? What I'm most interested in, though, is seeing Nonato and Riggy's faces when they realize we have solved the mystery. Also, I really like this music. Okay, and now heading off over into talk with the two. Riggy. Riggy, love mystery. You're a Riggy of many words, as I said before. Julie, I knew we would find the egg. No, not so many people, it's hard to click. So have you got something for me? Gilded tourmaline egg. While the exact materials used in its crafting are unclear, they almost certainly do not include tourmaline. Some of the details do appear to be rendered in gold, however. Ho ho! Congratulations to you both for getting this far! You mean to say? Yeah. Yes, finding the gilded tourmaline egg was only the beginning. For inside it is another map. This time the prize you seek is a gilded topaz egg. Very pretty, pretty, pretty! Oh dear, I thought I had already surpassed the limits of my mental faculties, whatever. If these puzzles get any more difficult, I fear my head shall explode. And that's it for this quest. Riggy. Hatchy egg! Onata. Don't come to me looking for clues. I'm the last person who will help you. Mwahahaha! Jilly Alapine. And here we get the rest of the set, and for the females, we have short shorts and this, and these boots. And obviously for guys, it'll be pants and also boots, but slightly, obviously, appearance and difference, because it's actually pants for the guys. Jilly Alapo is like a coiled snake, ready to pounce on the next hidden egg. Should you choose to undertake this quest, know that guidance from the journal duty list and map will be limited. You will need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your course of action. Much like the first bit. Alright, Nonata, we shall have to look at this new map of yours. And if your eyes bugged out, yep, mine did too. I can barely see anything with all these letters in the way. I suppose this must be Old Gridania. Is there any chance we could have some more hints this time? Haha, not in your life, Jilly. In fact, you can have some extra spriggans instead. There are 5 in total, each with a different clue. If you think it will be more or less the same as the last time, you'd better think again. Tricky, tricky, tricky! Our last attempt to decipher their code went rather well, so perhaps we should stick to winning ways. If I look for hidden words on the map and you seek out those spriggans, eggs will be ours in a jiffy. Jiffy, jiffy, jiffy! Here's your map, Celebrian. I would wish you luck, but you'll need more than that to claim the prize. And so first things first is to head to Gridania. We are in Gridania. To head into Old Gridania. And the location over here. And then we'll see the various places for the spriggans. And they're quite spread out. So the first, or 1 is over here, 2 is over here, 3 is over here, another one is over here, and another one is over here. Me using my choice of words and locations and numbers and stuff. Pay no mind to the numbers, it just happens to be how I labeled them. Coddled Spriggan. You look, what for? So, number 4 is over here, by Nofika's altar. Coddled Spriggan. Good to be a 5. So, 4, 5. And while there wasn't actually a land name location for this one, I called it the Ursendale area because I remember this NPC and thus could identify it as this area, which is up over here. Coddled Spriggan. No sea forest, only 3s. So, 4, 5, 3. Coddled Spriggan. Nice to meet you. So, 4, 5, 3, 2. And as you can assume, the last one is obviously 1, but of course we do in fact have to go and speak with them. And so the Spriggan is just over here. Coddled Spriggan. Which one? Hee hee hee. And now we need to head back to Mikito's amphitheater and speak with Jilly Alipo. Found them already? My word, that was quick. Did they provide any useful clues? So they made a poor attempt at obfuscating their numbers at this time. It seems the half-baked riddles were no match for your sleuthing skills. Speaking of which, it seems you must face the true test. Now let us begin. To gather those clues and find the egg. We'll be needing the password too. This time it's exceedingly excellent and exquisite eggies. Just kidding, it's egg hunt again. Say wordy, get eggy. Use the information gleaned from the 5 spriggans and the clues on the map to determine the gilded topaz eggs' whereabouts. With the chat mode in say, enter egg hunt while standing in the correct location to discover the item. Should you require further hints, speak with Julie Alapo. So this one I had to use a couple of the hints as well. Mostly because I hadn't thought of this, but, and if you don't want a spoiler, go ahead and skip this part. Probably about a minute because it's going to take that long. So we have the 5 locations this time. So the first location I labeled as the company chest, and that is roughly down here. Or down here, sorry. And then the second location is by Wet Shore Pier, which is roughly there. And the third location is by the Ursendale area, which is up over here. And the fourth location is Nofaka's Altar, which is slightly down here in this area, because that's Conjurer's Guild there. And it's kind of slightly right here. Sorry, I said up there. It's right here. Number 4 is roughly here. And number 5 is the roughly about there. So it took me a while, and I did need the first hint, and the first hint that I needed was that there could be more than one word. So if we go in order, so here's 1, and if we head to 2, which is Wet Shore Pier, that makes the word 1. And then if we, well, so firstly it's O-N, so you're gonna get all these letters at once, but once you combine them it's pretty obvious. So then once you're there, so that's 1 there, and then you head to 3, so from 2 to 3 is up over here, and you get this, and then from 3 to 4 you get there, re and F, so reef. And then if you head from 4 to 5, you get that. So that's 1, 3, 5. So that means we have the 1, 3, and 5 locations. So, as mentioned before, 1 was by the company chest, which is roughly over here. And then 3 is by Ursendale, so 1, 3, 5. And then 5 is over there. So if we go that way, then it's Gab. Oh, let's get this right here. Sorry. Gabby, and all the way up to there, Neaux. So Gabby, new, 1, 3, 5. So that's Gabinu. And well, I had to look this up. So I looked it up and I found that it was in Central Shroud, and then I had the rough location of it, which is over here. Gabinu's Bower. Yes, there's a Gabinu's there. Now, if you already figured it out, you don't need to see this next part, and probably skip ahead about 30 seconds or so. I haven't actually used these clues. And I thought these puzzles could not possibly get any trickier. Would you like Julie to share her thoughts? I wonder why there are so many more letters this time. Could it be that there's 1 extra step or 2 involved, and that I'd already deduced? If we start by using a similar technique to the previous puzzle, what do we get? And I said gibberish. It might even be more than just 1 word, and that is the clue that I needed, is that it was more than 1 word. I wonder if this will lead to the answer or simply another clue, and I figured it would lead to another clue. Which I was right. This is clearly a lot more complex than the last conundrum. Perhaps it would be easier if I marked the locations of the spriggans on the maps. Yeah, that's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Though obviously we still have to find the hidden words, or word or words, as the case may be. It seems the sensible thing to do is combine all the information we have at hand. Goodness, it all looks rather messy, doesn't it? Now, if you see this, then we can see 1, 3, 5. As we head to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then once we get that, we see that it's 3, 4, 5. So then we go, or 1, 3, 5, sorry. 1, 3. It helps if you go the right direction. 1. Okay, let's try. 1, 3, 5. There we go. Wait a moment. 1, ONETHREEFIVE 135. What a strange name. Unless I'm mistaken, that is not a name at all. And I guess she has another hint. Yes, this must be 135. Could that be it? Why, I believe I know someone in Central Shroud by that name. And so to Central Shroud we will go. And I wasn't sure if I had the correct location at first, so I went outside here and was saying egg hunt. Well, then it told me that I was close to the location, but it was not it. So then I realized, oh, could we go in here? And indeed we can. And here we see Gabino. So, egg hunt. Egg hunt? What do you mean? Ha! I've been waiting so long for you to show up, I'd almost forgotten about the password. So I suppose you'll be wanting that funny-looking egg thing that's been rolling about and getting underfoot. Pauline, Aldred, how about instead of standing there with your mouths open like a pair of hungry chicks, you go and check on that sickly beech tree? I'm glad I finally caught up with you, Celebrin. It seems your hunch was correct. When your little friend in that silly hat and that lively Spriggan came by and asked me to hold on to this egg, I didn't see any reason to refuse. But to be honest, I'd be glad to see the back of this thing, whichever side that is. Well done! Now you finally have your hands on the prize! Friend find prize egg. Friend find prize eggy. Ricky, proud! Proud! I must say, you two are jolly clever for thinking up such a wonderful, not to mention difficult, game. Ricky, love egg hunt. Everyone play together. But egg hunt over now. Ricky, sad. Oh, you poor thing. You just wanted to be helpful, didn't you? And you have been. There must be some other way of assisting us. But what? Well, if the lad's up to the task, I've a few odd jobs he can do around here. I dare say an enterprising young Spriggan like him knows a few things about rocks, soils, and whatnot that we woodsmen could put to good use. That sounds perfect. He's ever such a hard worker, you know. What do you think of that idea, Ricky? Ricky, help! Helpy, help, help! You'll get a fair day's wage for a fair day's work, the same as the rest of us. Ricky, do best. Do best work. I never expected that Ricky would go from hiding eggs to finding employment as a lumberjack's apprentice. Well, that was certainly not part of my dream. I think we can all agree it has led to a rather satisfying conclusion. Which reminds me, we should return to the amphitheater and bring an official close to this year's egg hunt. Ricky, come back soon. Gabby friend. It's Gabino. Master Gabino, in fact, but that's only once you start working here. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your festival. And Gabino. I shall need to make space for the boy to sleep. Do you happen to know what Spriggans use for bedding? Carefully arranged pile of rocks or some such, I expect. And now we need to head back to Mikito's amphitheater, so I'm going to go ahead and teleport to New Bredonia. Riggy. Riggy make cane. Riggy chop wood. Riggy helping. Gia Alapo. Now that Nonata and Riggy have proved that the puzzle can indeed be solved, provided one possesses a certain degree of intelligence, we can allow the festival goers to participate. I do hope our Spriggan helpers do not mind remaining stationary for the time being. Nonata. Now that we're all back at the center of the Hatching Tide festivities, the time has come to officially present the Gilded Topaz Egg. Gilded Topaz Egg. Warning, may not contain topaz. Or egg. It is with great pleasure that I award you the rest of your Spriggan costume. You mean to say there are other garments to match this glorious jacket? I cannot wait to try them on. Oh, Jilly, you were born to wear this sumptuous ensemble. My blue legs, pretty like Spriggan. Blue like... not Spriggan? Riggy confused. Oh, Riggy, you have a lot to learn about fashion, it seems. On the other hand, you could teach me a thing or two about creating games for Hatching Tide. Same goes for you, Nonata. I'm glad all these evenings spent scratching our heads were not in vain. And best of all, Riggy has found himself a job. Worky, work! Of course, I would never have solved the conundrum all by myself. Thank you ever so much, Celebrian. It looks like I will have to try harder than ever to stand a chance of matching the spectacular efforts of these two geniuses. I hope you will join us for next year's Hatching Tide. And we get a nice view of the area without the 10,000 people, aka players. And it does look rather nice, and we get to see the various decorations. And we also get this. And this. Which I think I showed already, but... And we have the achievement. No, not all. At first I thought the egg hunt would be too difficult, but you made it look easy. Without those hints, I probably would not have finished easily. I wonder how many people will be able to solve Nonata and Riggy's puzzle. I fear that not everyone in Eorzea is as clever as you, Celebrian. I expect not as well. As I said though, I had to find the hints. And so obviously we have that done. But before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and equip those things, which are there. And there. And I hit the home button. I'm just gonna move over here. So you can see that's this. And as far as I know, you can't actually put the hood up. Yeah, it's just a single piece, but oh well. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna remove my gloves for a second. So that's what it kind of looks like. But anyway. So you also have the Dreamer here, who obviously has the Spriggan jacket as well. And has more of the Magic Tech Prism Hatching Tide, which looks something like this. So that was cool. Let's use another one of those and turn off the HUD at the same time. That's cute. So there's more of those, obviously, with there. And then we also have the Archon egg pile, which is probably similar. It probably has more than that compared to what you saw around the areas decorated in New Gridania and Old Gridania. And then you also have your eccentric crown roast and your eccentric chocolate cake. And that is it for this event. It was a challenging one, and hopefully it wasn't too difficult for you. So, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching!